Hello, I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to tell you to stop listening to other people and start listening to yourself. So, what am I going to share about today? It's a little bit about self respect and why you don't want to listen to others' opinions. So, there's a difference between constructive feedback and also just pure opinions, pure judgments based on other people's opinions of you, and why it's really important to differentiate them and therefore only listen to the ones that you really need to. Because some are going to help you to grow, while others, they're actually there to put you down. So the main thing about this is don't ever let anyone put you down because you are awesome and you deserve everything you ever want. That's something that you need to get. And so moving forward, I want to first start that self-respect is actually the only respect that matters. It doesn't matter if people respect you or not, but if you don't respect yourself, no one will respect you. And that's the reason why, for example, when you set up an appointment with someone, to have self-respect is the idea that you'll tell that person that, hey, you need to basically show up on time because we all have lives here. And just like you expect, a client to show up to your office on time, you would have to show up to this appointment on time. And that is basically giving each other respect because you respect my time, I respect your time. Self respect can be also in the form where you decide to dress yourself up and get ready to go networking with other people. And obviously, you can't go in like beach shorts, you can't go half naked because that's not really self respect. But the idea is being able to have pride and confidence in yourself and feeling that you are behaving with honor and dignity. It's feelings of empowerment and a little bit of empowerment as well, because empowerment is like, helping to build people up. So you empower others. Empowerment is a term that my coach has taught me, or well, she created it. And so she mentioned it's about building up yourself. So that could be like self love, self confidence, self respect. And so it's really important that you give yourself the respect and just be aware that self respect is the only respect that matters. If you don't respect yourself, really, nothing else really matters. Yeah. Um, the next thing is take imperfect action. I know how it feels when you feel like the whole world is somehow scheming against you sometimes. I do get this feeling sometimes. And that's okay because maybe life is shit at sometimes. And that's fine. Everyone does get shitty days. There's no one that has 100% smooth flowing life. And if they did, then, well, I guess they're really lucky. But the idea is every thing that you want to achieve, you're gonna suck at it at first, and it's gonna feel off, but that's okay. It's just like when I first learned how to drive a jet ski, and it was really awkward because when I went for my boating lessons the Sunday before, basically it was like handling a really foreign vehicle because I've only driven cars and jet skis are it's a little bit like a motorbike, but it's a motorbike on water, and I've never driven one before, and so getting on the jet ski is one thing, learning how to balance on the jet ski is another thing, and then when I'm making turns on the jet ski, it just feels like I might fall off, and then with all the water splashing in the jet ski and one side being heavier than the others, I just felt like I might tilt and I might fall over, and that's okay because I suck at it at first. After the instructor has told us like, okay, let's do some figure eights, let's do some donuts and different kinds of things on a jet ski, and then try to pick up a ball from the sea from your jet ski. So he purposely dropped the ball, and then we had to go and pick it up. So after doing those, and then the instructor also said, hey, okay, jump into the water, try to get up on jet ski again. Gosh, that was crazy nuts because I was already freezing. But I mean, it is instruction, so I jumped in. The water was so deep, number one, that it wasn't I wasn't really prepared for it to begin with, although I know it was deep. And the second thing was really salty, so I was in the middle of the sea, so obviously that's the case. But gosh, everything it's just like as if the water just went up my nose. Anyway, hopping into the water, and then I found that because of the cold, I've actually felt like I've lost my energy because everything was just getting stepped out of me, and I got no more muscle strength left per se. So it was really, really hard to get up on the jet ski. And I even sort of bumped my shin in the process, so it hurts a little bit. But the idea is finally I got up after trying probably about 3 to 5 times, trying to, grapple onto the bar, trying to pull myself up, trying to swim in the water, and things like that. And finally, I got myself up on the jet ski, and I felt like, everything just seemed a bit more smooth. My turns are a bit more smooth. I know how to maneuver myself around. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like multiple failures that's helping me to work on my craft, and then I will get better and eventually succeed at driving a jet ski. And so afterwards, after going through everything, I finally got my boat and jet ski license. And that is really something that I've been, anticipating for a really long time, probably a couple years back, but I haven't really uh, put myself to do it until this year when my friend gifted a, um, a course to me on my birthday, and I finally got it done. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm really proud of myself for this year. Anyway, the idea is you bring your own unique value to the world. There's a lot of different things that you bring to the world. Maybe you're talented at piano and you can make music, then yeah, that's basically your gifts. And maybe you're really good at photography, that's the kind of value that you bring to the world. Maybe you're really good at sales, maybe you're really good at teaching people. Maybe you're really good at exams. Okay, you might not think that it's much, but a lot of people actually can't take exams properly because they don't know how to find the main points. They don't know how to uh, answer questions. They don't know how to formulate the sentences. They don't know, like, for example, if it's a research project, maybe they don't know how to find the research articles. They don't know how to summarize. And so you might be really good at that. And that is essentially the value that you could bring to others. So what I want to say is your thoughts don't define you, because sometimes you might think negative thoughts. Don't ever let that define you. Your past should never define you as well. It may be the things, it may be the choices that brought you to where you are today, and that is fine. Accept that. But then, because of your choices in the past that brought you to where you are today, means that you got to start making, maybe different choices to bring you to a different future. And others' opinions, others' judgments, they should never define you. That's the most important bit, because I think a lot of people, you care too much about what others say. And sometimes, if it's not constructive criticism, then there's no point of caring about it. Like, people can tell you you suck, or people can tell you, hey, you haven't done enough. But how are they supposed to know whether you've done enough or not? You know? And maybe you've really already tried your best. Then that's all you have to do. Like, you just have to keep accountable to yourself that you've done everything in your power to, let's say, do something, and that's it. It doesn't matter what other people say. And so don't give them permission to affect you negatively, because it becomes like a negative cycle, and that's why people get into like depression, anxiety, and things like that, because they let other people affect them. So whenever you think of like negative thoughts, obviously the mind does dwell into it a little bit, but it always gets worse when people start to, push more negative thoughts onto you. Like, hey, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Why are you so useless? And maybe they don't say it straight to your face, or whatever the case is. The idea is you cannot let them affect you negatively. It's either you change these into fuel and drive to, push yourself forward, or just don't let this affect you. And honestly, you'll find that life is much, much better to live and much, much easier as well. Because when you only care about going forward, when you only care about giving your own value to the world, when you have that self-respect to yourself, and you feel pride, you feel confident in the things that you're doing, maybe you haven't reached that success yet, but you know that you're taking one step at a time, you're taking steps forward, and you are doing all you could to get to the success that you want, to reach your target, then that's good enough. With that said, if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It would help me out so much. If you want more tips on living out your best life and value-driven content, my social media links are up on the top right-hand corner of the page. So enjoy, and I wish you an amazing day.